Thank you for joining us. Welcome back this is the Toro Talk podcast. I'm your host, Raymond Castillo. Today we are joined by our head coach of our men's basketball team, Coach Steve Becker. Coach, thank you for joining us. How do we feel?
Yeah, thanks for having me. No, feel really good. Feel really good. We have a big test ahead of us right now. We're tied with first place with Chico State, who's number 10 in the nation, and we have them at our place on Saturday. And we just got back from a tough road trip. We were able to sweep and played San Francisco State and Cal State East Bay. And East Bay is really good, and San Francisco as well. So really proud of our guys for coming out of there with 2 wins, and looking forward to this weekend.
Absolutely. So speak a little bit about the road trip and what went through, not only for game planning, but during the game, and how the in-game adjustments went through. How did that go through for not only you and your staff?
Yeah, both games were kind of similar in the fact that it went down to the wire. Starting with San Francisco, we went up early, played a really good first half, and then second half they did some things, made some adjustment defensively that threw us off and kind of fell out of our rhythm. Then we made some uncharacteristic mistakes on the defensive end that kind of allowed them to get themselves back into the game. Credit to their staff and their team; they're a good team and well coached. And then we made some adjustments late, and were able to overcome their push and get out of there with an overtime win. And then East Bay followed up. That was the way we presented that to our guys, was that this was like a battle for first place. It was up for grabs. And so whoever won this game would have knocked the other out into first or second. And so our guys were really excited about that opportunity. I thought we played really well defensively. And it was a dogfight throughout. And so really happy to come out with that one. We made some mistakes late that allowed it to get to overtime, and we were fortunate to come out with a win in overtime. But just a lot of cleanup and a lot of things that we need to do a better job to finish basketball games. So it was a nice lesson to learn while still coming away with a win.
And speak a little bit about, because it's not only been this past road trip, but you guys have played close games all season long.
Yeah.
You guys found a way majority of the time to come out on top. Speak a little bit about the guys and what that means to them, and how close they are to be able to fight and come out with those wins.
Yeah, I think, first and foremost, we have a lot of guys that have been in this league. And so even our newcomers, who we can speak to later, they've been through the battles, so to speak, having played valuable minutes at their other schools. And we have a veteran group. So I think our guys really understand that at this level and in this league, all of the games are going to be decided by such a small margin. So for us, we're valuing, not to say we've played perfect games by any means, but we understand that anybody could beat anybody on any given night, and the details are going to win you ball games. And so, we're 12-3, 7-2, and so I would say a large majority of those, other than some of the early ones in the preseason, have come down to, 2-3 possessions. So I feel like these are good tests for us to learn early, as opposed to not being in these situations, because come, conference tournament time, come NCAA tournament time, our guys are going to be able to lean on each other and rely on each other to step up and make big plays. So I think it's been good for us.
And speak a little bit about some of your veteran leadership, some of the guys that have been in this program, been in your system for a couple years, and what they not only mean on the court but off the court.
Yeah, first off, just culturally, we recruit smart guys and we recruit driven guys. And so this is going on, I think this was the 6th, maybe 7th, one of the 2 consecutive years over a 3.0 GPA, cumulative, like team GPA. So I think it just speaks to the guys' makeup and what they're valuing. So we have really good ball players, but we have even better people. Can't speak highly enough about our people in the program. And so the guys that have been in this program, some of which have been injured, guys like Alex Garcia has been sidelined the last 2 years, and COVID before that. And so he's healthy right now. And still coming into his own. Alex, a month from now, is going to be a much better player than he is right now. But guys like Alex sets the tone in terms of how serious he approaches basketball every day, and his business-like approach on the road, and how he takes care of his body. And you have guys in that same vein, like DJ Guess, who's the NCAA national sack rep, who DJ actually flew out to Phoenix and met us in San Francisco because he was asked to speak at one of the conventions out there. So if that doesn't speak to the quality of people, And then, guys like Andre Ball is really coming on right now. He's finding his consistency, playing really well. I mentioned DJ Guest and Alex. I've been really happy with Tate Boothman, who's a transfer from Mineral Area Junior College, and before that was average double digits out of Division I. He's really done a great job in his role. Jacob Alamadoon is a grad transfer from Lehigh. We went to the same high school. We grew up in the same area, and so to see him have the fun that he's having and the enjoyment that he's getting out of basketball, in addition to producing at the level he is, it's been a joy. It's been a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And so, if you ask me to talk about my guys, yep, I could sit here and talk for 2 days about my guys because I love them and I believe in them so darn much. Absolutely. But I'm really happy that we're finding a level of success to build off of. This isn't like an early season success. This is, hey, we're recognizing that we could do something special, and everyday value is really valuable. Mm-hmm.
And you hit on a good point, is the expectation and the belief that is now being instilled in the guys. Mm-hmm. How do you go about that and saying, hey, look at us, let's start mm-hmm. believing? What is day-to-day in practice, what are some of the things that not only you and the staff, but some of the guys are starting to do to start gaining that belief?
Yeah, well, I think from top to bottom, I think all of our guys have a great deal of confidence in themselves mm-hmm. and believe they can compete at the top of this conference, which is traditionally one of the best conferences in Division II. So if you do well in this conference, you're getting into the NCAA tournament traditionally. So it didn't take much for me to have to build them up. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of belief in themselves. And so I think, I want to take a second to compliment our coaching staff. John Peterson and Jackson Cascio and Andres Forsland have done a tremendous job just continuing to be in the fight every day and continuing to add value and different ideas and things that we need to improve on. We were deficient here. We meet on it as a staff. They've been really valuable to me and valuable to this program and valuable to our success. And so I can't thank those guys enough. They're doing a tremendous job for us. And so to answer your question, I think like the belief factor, like nobody in our locker room thinks we've arrived. We're hot stuff. We're better than anybody. And so when you have a group of guys who comes ready to work every day, it's a lot of fun to be around. Now you compete at a high level, you treat each other the right way, and you value winning. Now you got something. Now you got something special. Plus, we're very good basketball players. We've got really good players. And so, my coaching style and the way we lead our program and lead our guys is very much of, we believe in you. This is what you're thriving in. We need to continue with this. These are areas of concern. This is how we're going to avoid turnovers or avoid issues, and very much a positive approach to building young men. Mm-hmm. And not to say it's always perfect. There's also times where you got to climb in them and you got to demand a heck of a lot more than they're producing, which is part of coaching. But overall, we're just having a blast with our guys right now. It's a lot of fun to be around every day.
Absolutely. And switch gears a little bit. We only got a couple more questions left. So this isn't your first time. This isn't your first season here at Dominguez Hills, obviously. So over your time, what have you been most proud of for you personally as and as your program? Mm-hmm. Like, what have you been most proud of to cultivate and grow as your time here as a head ball coach?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think valuing building good people is, as coaches at any level, I think is our primary goal and primary responsibility more so. When we go into these parents' households and we tell them you can trust us with your son to help him become a better man, and we're going to hold him accountable, and he's going to thrive academically like he hasn't before, and then they achieve that, and they graduate with that degree, and hopefully a great deal of network and professional opportunities, whether it be in basketball or out of basketball. For me, I love winning, and trust me, I mean, as coaches, we're competitors. That's what it's about as well. But I love building young men. And I'm really proud of the academic success that leads to guys getting jobs before they even leave Dominguez Hills. And that stuff means a lot to me. And when you speak to that and you carry that after they don't need me for playing time or trying an opportunity to get to the next level of their career, and I no longer need them for wins and losses, being invited to guys' weddings and them staying engaged, asking how my kids are doing and my family, like that kind of stuff knows that you made an impact. And I absolutely love those components of coaching.
Absolutely. So to put you on the spot,
yeah.
Favorite memory here so far as a Toro?
That's a tough one. Can I pick two?
Absolutely.
2 or 3 maybe?
Absolutely, as many as you want.
One of which was the first time that we had ever accomplished a cumulative GPA above a 3.0 because it hadn't been done in the programs before.
Okay.
So that really meant a lot to me. You know, there's so many like game winners and things that are just you shouldn't have won the game that you found a way to grit it out that I love.
Yep.
There was a game at San Francisco State, gosh, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, where we were down 4 with .4 on the clock, and so our guy got fouled. Jonathan Nichols got fouled, made both of his free throws, and then they got the ball inbounds. Still .4 on the clock. Now we're down 2. They threw it cross court and it never went inbounds. So we got the ball back underneath our own basket. Had a timeout, and we had a play that's just kind of like a tap in for the rim and try to have a better athlete that can get above. And we had a guy named Malcolm Johnson, who's a special player and a special person to me, and Malcolm tipped it in. So we were down .4 with .4. Made that tip in to force overtime. We won in overtime, and a guy named Gabe Hicks, who hadn't made a 3 all year and hadn't had an opportunity yet really at this stage of his season, at this stage of his career, came up big and hit 2 overtime threes, and we ended up winning.
Yep.
And so some of those like things that you can't make it up. It
Yep.
shouldn't have happened, but it happened. You know, some of those things really resonate with me. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we'll get you out of here on this one. Looking forward for the rest of the season. Obviously, it's been tremendous so far, and whatever happens, happens. So with that being said, for the rest of the season, what are we looking forward to?
Yeah, you know, we're looking to finish strong. You know, we want to be an automatic bid into the NCAA tournament, and if you win your league, you're going to do that. And so we're trying to win this league. I think we've got a team that can do that. We've got guys that are hungry. You know, you need to stay healthy in order to do that, and so that's a big factor in all of this. And you need to continue to get better. We're not going to win the league and be the best team in the league and win in the NCAA tournament if we just stay the same. So our guys understanding that and coming to get better every single day is vital to that. So I have really high hopes for this group, and we're looking forward to finishing this thing strong.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, Coach.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. This has been the Toro Talk podcast. Once again, we've been joined by our head coach of our men's basketball team, Coach Steve Becker.
Thank you very much.